The ceremony started 5 minutes ago. The headmaster was already at the podium, clearing his throat with the confidence of someone about to deliver a speech no one would remember. My name sat in the program under honors graduates. Third. From the top. I glanced at the chair beside me. Still empty. Are they coming? Melissa whispered, leaning in from her seat. I gave her the smile I practiced for photos. Game day. She blinked. Today? State championship, I said, watching the sea of parents settle in around us, all carrying small camcorders, bouquets, and eyes lit up with pride. Ryan's quarterback. Melissa shifted, uncomfortable. Still, your graduation. I didn't answer. The silence filled it well enough. Applause rippled through the auditorium. The principal stepped forward, announcing names. We rose row by row, shaking hands, collecting scrolls. When mine was called, I walked with the same poise I'd practiced. For weeks, not a glance to the side. Not toward the chair. After the ceremony, I walked out into the lobby with the other graduates. They were clustered with families, wrapped in arms and flashbulbs. My phone buzzed. I pulled it from my pocket. Tom, big win. 42-14, Ryan threw 3 TDs. So proud of him. No, congratulations. Just proud of him. I stared at the message. Then typed, congrats and hit send, sweetheart. My mother's voice cut through the crowd like a late apology. She rushed toward me, breathless, a little disheveled. Oh, you were perfect. I'm so sorry we're late. Your father just couldn't. I know, I said, folding the program and tucking it into my purse. We listened to the whole game in the car, she said brightly, trying to pull me into a hug. Ryan was amazing. I stepped back half an inch. Just enough. I heard. She blinked, catching it. Her arms dropped. You look beautiful. That dress, is that the one we picked out? I nodded once. You missed my name. We didn't mean to, she said quietly. You know how your father gets about. Yes, I said, leveling my voice. I do. She tucked her purse strap higher on her shoulder. He's just so proud of Ryan. You know how hard he's worked. And it's his senior year too. And I'm invisible, I replied. That part's clear. Don't say that. Why not? I stepped toward the glass doors, sunlight splashing across the floor. It's accurate. Karen glanced over her shoulder. He wanted to come. No, he didn't. She didn't correct me. Behind us, cameras flashed. Melissa posed between her parents, all beaming. He said he was sorry, Mom added, catching up to me. He said he hoped you'd understand. I do, I said. I understand exactly what matters to him. We stepped outside. The parking lot hummed with chatter and idling engines. She dug her keys from her purse and handed them to me. Would you mind driving? She asked softly. I'm just a little overwhelmed. I didn't answer right away. Then I took the keys. We drove in silence for a while. Past the school sign congratulating the class of 2018. Past gas stations and fast food chains. Finally, she spoke. You've always been so strong. So put together. Don't make that sound like a compliment, I said. She looked at me, startled. I mean it. No. You mean I made it easy for you to ignore me? She turned away, blinking fast. That's not fair. I kept my hand steady on the wheel. You're right. It's not. He's your brother. Exactly. Not my rival. But you made him into one. Karen reached for her coffee cup in the holder. Her hand shook. You think I don't notice, I said. That I don't remember every time he got the spotlight and I got the silence. But I do. I remember all of it. She didn't drink. Just held the cup like it might anchor her. I made honor roll 22 times, I continued. 22. He scored 2 touchdowns in one game and got a banner in the backyard. Your father thought it would motivate you. No. He thought I didn't need anything. I pulled up at the red light. He thought praise was unnecessary for someone who doesn't drop the ball. Karen didn't answer. I turned to her. Did you even read the valedictorian essay I sent you? I skimmed it. Of course you did. The light turned green. I pressed the gas. She touched her wedding ring absently. You're right. I should have pushed harder. I should have said something. But you didn't, I said. Because keeping peace with him mattered more. She folded her hands in her lap. We didn't think it hurt you. That's the point. You didn't think. We pulled into the driveway. The house looked the same. Ryan's banner still hung over the garage. Championship game. Go #12. I parked. Neither of us moved. I was proud of you, she said finally. Every single day. You just never said it. Karen swallowed. You always looked like you didn't need to hear it. I got out of the car, letting the door shut behind me. She stayed seated, staring ahead. Inside, I took the program from my purse and laid it on the kitchen counter. My name bold and centered. I took a pen and wrote beside it, 3rd from top. No absences. No missed assignments. No one noticed. I left it there for Dad to read when he got home. Then I went upstairs, locked the door behind me, and for the first time in months, let myself cry. Quiet. Controlled. The kind of crying no one hears through the walls. The hallway outside the auditorium smelled like new paint and old linoleum. I sat on the bench near the vending machines, cap still on, gown folded across my lap. My phone screen lit up with shaky footage, 3rd and 12. Ryan drops back, he's got Davis down the sideline, yes. The camera wobbled as the stadium exploded. People screamed. Horns blared. My brother did his touchdown dance in the end zone, grinning like a god. I turned the volume down, but not off. The applause inside the auditorium rose in slow waves. Another name called. Another hand shaken. Another camera flash. Not for me, hey. Ryan's voice said through the speaker. We're state champs, baby. The video ended. I tapped replay. I didn't look up when the side door opened. There you are, Dad said. I locked my screen. We were looking all over, he added. I stood. You weren't. Come on, don't be like that. I folded my gown carefully and tucked it under my arm. Like what? Upset. It was a big day, for both of you. No, it wasn't. He frowned. What's that supposed to mean? I walked past him. He followed. We made it here, didn't we? He said. Caught the tail end of the speech. After the game. He exhaled. Look, Ryan's got scouts watching. That kind of exposure, it doesn't come around often. And honors graduations? They happen every week. Don't twist this. I'm not twisting anything. I'm observing. He grabbed my shoulder lightly. Hey. I'm proud of you. No, you're guilty. He let go. Mom waited near the car, arms crossed, jacket unzipped despite the cold. She smiled when she saw us, but it faded quickly. I told him, she said softly, I figured. She reached out. I didn't move. Her hand fell. We wanted to be two places at once, she said. You were exactly where you wanted to be. Dad opened the driver's side. Let's not do this here. Why not? I asked. This is the first time we're all together today. Mom gave me a strained look. It's not that simple. It is. I was here. You weren't. She stepped closer. We listened on the way to the announcements. I cried. I didn't. I said. I was too busy pretending I wasn't checking the empty seat beside me every 5 minutes. Dad shut the car door. Enough. You think we don't care? I think you chose. That's all. Mom's voice cracked. You know your father, don't use him as a shield. He turned around, face hardening. You're being unfair. I smiled thinly. That's the word I've been choking on all day. You think I didn't want to see you walk across that stage? He asked. I think if Ryan had sprained his ankle, you'd have skipped this out of superstition. You're twisting again. No, I said. You're just not used to being seen. Mom opened her mouth, closed it again. I got my diploma, I said. Top of my class. Nobody clapped. You think this is easy for us? Dad said, no. I think it was convenient. He stared at me like he didn't recognize the person in front of him. Maybe he didn't. Mom reached for my hand, this time gently. We were wrong. I pulled away. You were honest. That's worse. We stood in silence. Behind us, the last of the graduates exited with balloons and flowers. A girl passed by, laughing, clutching her mother's arm. I watched them disappear into the sun. Dad opened the trunk. Get in. I'll walk. You're being ridiculous. No. I'm being remembered. I turned and walked toward the sidewalk. That's different. The envelope arrived mid-afternoon, thick and cream-colored, stamped with the seal of the university in dark navy ink. I held it for a moment before sliding my nail beneath the flap. Summa cum laude. No fanfare. No applause. Just a certificate. That night, I placed it between the silverware at my seat, right on the dinner table. Smells good, Dad said as he sat down. Pot roast? Garlic chicken, Mom corrected, taking her place beside him. Ryan dropped into his chair and reached for the rolls. Practice was brutal. Coach had us doing suicides like it was preseason. Language, Dad muttered. It's not a curse, it's a drill, Ryan said through a mouthful of bread. I cleared my throat once. Then slid the diploma across the table, toward Dad. He opened it casually. Read the line. Blinked. Summa cum laude, he read aloud. Well, look at that. Mom leaned in. Oh, sweetheart, that's wonderful. Dad nodded. Top of your class, huh? Highest tier, I said. He smiled, then turned to Ryan. Hey, did Coach upload that game film yet? You ought to clip the second quarter for your highlight reel. That juke move was NFL level. Ryan grinned. I already texted him. He said it's going up tomorrow. Dad turned back to his plate. Good. Make sure you send it to that recruiter from state. Timing matters. I folded my napkin, set it down neatly. I'm not done, Mom said, eyeing my plate. I am. I said. Thanks. Don't be like that, Dad called as I stood. We're proud of you. You said that, I replied. Right before pivoting to football. He looked up. It was one comment. It was enough. I left the table. 10 minutes later, Mom knocked on my bedroom door. Come in. She stepped inside, holding the diploma. It really is beautiful. I know. She placed it on the desk beside me. You deserve more. I looked at her. Then what? She hesitated. Then a half-hearted dinner comment. And? She sat on the edge of the bed. I think your father just doesn't always know how to express things. He had no trouble expressing interest in game footage. That's not fair. It's accurate. She twisted her ring. He loves you. He's just more vocal about things he understands. And academic achievement confuses him? She sighed. He's used to Ryan needing more attention. I didn't realize that was a contest. It's not, she said quickly. It's a pattern. One I didn't break soon enough. I met her eyes. You could have said something. I'm saying it now. No, I said. You're trying to smooth it over. That's not the same. She stood. I didn't come in here to argue. But you knew I wouldn't celebrate it alone. So you're doing it now, because you feel bad. Her silence confirmed it. You're not wrong, she admitted softly. I should have made space for your wins too. I nodded. But you didn't. She touched the edge of the diploma again. What would you like me to do? Don't apologize for him. That's a start. Her face tightened, then softened. Okay. And next time something matters to me, don't assume I'll be okay if you forget. I won't. Good. She took a step toward the door. We do see you, you know. I turned back to my laptop. You're late to the viewing party. She left. I picked up the diploma, stared at the gold letters, then slid it into the drawer, face down. The subject line read, National Research Laureate Selection, Official Notice. I clicked once. Then twice, just to be sure it hadn't glitched. Congratulations, Ms. Wren. You have been selected to receive the 2023 National Research Laureate Award. Ceremony to be held next month in Washington, D.C. Formal invitation and itinerary to follow. We look forward to celebrating your outstanding contribution to the field of algorithmic cognition. I sat back. The cursor blinked beside a half-written response. I deleted the sentence and started again, then stopped. I called Amir instead. Hello? His voice was warm, clipped by static. It's me. A pause. You saw the email. I did. I told them your work would outlive the review board's short-sightedness. You didn't tell me you submitted it. I wasn't asking permission, he said. Only forgiveness. I leaned forward. How long have you known? 3 weeks. I pushed for an early vote. They resisted. I sent your thesis and waited. And they agreed? They couldn't not, he said. They just needed reminding. I don't know what to say. Say you'll attend. Say you'll wear something that makes the photographers jealous. I don't think they care what I wear. I do, he said. You've worked in shadows long enough. It's time they see the light you carry. Silence stretched. Amir, I said slowly, can I ask you something? Of course. Why? Did you believe in it? He didn't hesitate. Because it wasn't written to impress. It was written to understand. A lump caught in my throat. I swallowed it down. I need to figure out who to invite. You don't need to invite anyone. I know. But you will. I exhaled. Yes. He softened. Your family? Some of them. I won't pry. I appreciate that. When it's time, he said gently, stand fully in it. Not halfway. I will. I'm proud of you, he said. No disclaimers. I closed my eyes. Thank you. Now hang up, he said. Write the acceptance. Don't make them wait. I'll see you there? In the front row, he said. Clapping like a madman. I smiled, then clicked reply. Dear committee. I accept the honor with gratitude. I look forward to the ceremony. I hovered over send and pressed. I drew 2 columns on a legal pad. Left, people who showed up. Right, people who didn't. The right column filled faster. I stared at the names. Then circled 1. Karen.my phone buzzed. Amir, decided yet? He asked, almost. You sound like a surgeon choosing an incision point. Same stakes, I said. Different tools. He chuckled. You're not required to invite anyone. I know. You're allowed to enjoy this for yourself. I will. After. A pause. You're not doing this to punish them, are you? No, I said. I'm doing this to remember who I became. And how you got there. Exactly. He softened. Who made the list? You did, I said. Even when I didn't ask. You didn't need to. I needed someone not to explain things away. You think she will? She always has. Another silence passed. You're going to invite her, he said. Yes. And not him. No, he waited. Want my advice? I always do. Let her know why. Before the ceremony. Not after. I was planning to. I figured, he said. Just don't let it become a trial. I'm not angry anymore, I said. He paused again. That might be the scariest version of you. I hope so. He laughed. See you at the reception? In a dark corner, away from the donors. That's where the real conversations happen. I smiled. Thank you, Hamir. For what? For not being family. He hung up without replying. I turned back to the list, drew a box around Karen's name, and wrote beneath it, 1 seat. Use wisely. I tore the page out, folded it once, and slid it into. I chose a small tea house downtown. Quiet. Exposed. No room for raised voices or convenient exits. Karen arrived 5 minutes late, holding her purse like a shield. You look beautiful, she said, sitting across from me. I nodded. Thank you. For coming. The waitress poured hot water into porcelain pots and disappeared. Mom smiled at the steam like it was supposed to comfort her. This place is lovely, she offered. I didn't answer. She stirred her tea. You've always liked jasmine. I changed to oolong last year. Oh, she said. I didn't. No. That's kind of the point. Her hands froze. Is this about the award? I looked her in the eye. It's about every moment you thought I didn't notice. She set her spoon down carefully. I did my best. You did what was easy. That's not fair. It's true. I was there, she said. Maybe not always at the front, but I was present. You were background, I said. And silence is a kind of choice. She leaned forward. What do you want me to say? I want to ask you something. Okay. If you had to choose again, between my graduation and Ryan's game, would you? Her breath caught. Don't do that. It's a question. I can't go back. But you can answer. She stared at the teacup. He had scouts. It was senior year. So the answer is yes. She said nothing. I nodded. Thank you. Tears welled in her eyes. It doesn't mean I wasn't proud of you. You just weren't loud about it. Her voice trembled. I didn't think you needed it. That's because I stopped asking. She reached for my hand. I didn't pull away. You're still my daughter, she whispered, and I'm still the one you let slip between your priorities. She wiped her cheek. I came today. I'm trying. I know. She looked at me, hopeful. So, the ceremony? I withdrew my hand. That's why I brought you here. Her mouth opened, then closed. There's 1 seat, I said. And I chose. Her face crumpled. You're inviting me? No, I said. I'm not. She broke. Quietly. No drama. Just salt and regret. I wanted to, I said. But you still justify it. You still think it made sense. I didn't mean to hurt you. But you did. She nodded through the tears. I'm sorry. I believe you. Then why? Because being sorry doesn't earn a seat. It just keeps the door unlocked. She reached into her purse and placed the unopened invitation on the table. I hadn't even opened it yet. I know. I thought, maybe this would fix something. This isn't for fixing, I said. This is for naming things. She pushed the envelope toward me. Can I still read it? I slid it back. Not today. She looked down at her tea, untouched. Will you be okay? She asked quietly. I already am. She nodded, gathered her things slowly. Then stood. I love you, she said. I didn't answer. She left. I stayed until the pot went cold. The article ran Thursday morning. Page 3, top right. A color photo from the lab. Headline, local scientist to receive national award in DCI didn't text. Didn't call. Didn't send a clipping. By Friday, the call started. Your father's been asking around, Amir said over the phone. He stopped by the engineering department this morning. What did you say? I told him congratulations. I smiled. That's cold. You think I learned that from equations? There was a knock at my door just before noon. A courier. Plain envelope, no note. Inside, the article, folded in thirds. Underlined in red, why didn't you tell us? I didn't answer. At 5:15, Tom called. I let it ring. At 5:18, a voicemail. Is this some kind of statement? You didn't even think to tell your own father? At 5:20, a second, call me back. I didn't. I made dinner. I packed my bag. I printed my speech. The next morning, the phone rang again. This time, I picked up. I had to hear from Blake at work, he snapped. You're being honored in Washington and I'm blindsided in the break room. I assumed you read the Paper. Don't play smart. That's not playing. You couldn't send a message? A call? An email? I could've, I said. But I didn't. He went quiet. You never asked how I was doing, I added. So I assumed you didn't care. That's not true. You had every opportunity. He huffed. This is about that graduation again? It's about a pattern. You're punishing me. No, I said calmly. I'm informing you. Informing me what? That you're not invited. Silence, I'm your father. You're Ryan's coach. His voice dropped. That's not fair. It's fairer than you've ever been to me. I paid for your school. And I gave you 10 years of not needing to worry. I was proud of you. You never said it. I thought you knew. I didn't, I said. But I do now. Another long pause. You're making a mistake. No, I said. I'm correcting one. He didn't hang up. He just stopped. Speaking. I waited 5 seconds, then ended the call myself. I turned off the ringer. The silence filled everything. I let it. The auditorium was marble and glass, lit from above like a cathedral built for intellect. Rows of dignitaries, donors, and delegates filed into seats like chess pieces settling into position. Second row, far left. Karen. Light blue blazer. Thin. Clutch in her lap. Hair done the way she always wore it for weddings and apologies. Amir caught my eye from the front row. He gave me a nod. I returned it. Backstage, someone adjusted my mic. You'll be introduced after Dr. Varela, they whispered. I nodded. Dr. Varela spoke for 8 minutes about water purification and global partnerships. Polite applause followed. Then the announcer returned to the podium, and now, the National Research Laureate Award for 2023. Ms. Evelyn Wren. I walked out into the light. The applause swelled, not roaring, not sparse. Clean, respectful. I shook hands with the committee chair, accepted the glass plaque, and stepped to the podium. Karen's face was pale. Her fingers gripped each other in her lap. I looked above her. Past her. Thank you, I began. It's strange to be acknowledged for clarity. Most of us spend our lives trying to be understood, and in research, that's a risk and a hope. Laughter. Small, honest, my work focused on algorithmic cognition, essentially, how decision-making adapts to trauma and uncertainty. I studied what we protect and what we forget. Karen's shoulders shifted. We reward resilience, I said, but we rarely ask what it costs. What we hollow out to appear whole. Still no tremor in my voice. I glanced at Amir. He was still, so I want to thank the mentors who didn't just support the work, but respected the person behind it. The friends who listened without fixing. And the people who underestimated me. You built the quiet I needed to sharpen my own voice. Karen bowed her head slightly. Not in prayer. Not in shame. Something murkier. This award is not closure. It's not vengeance. It's a mark. A trace that says, I was here. I mattered. Applause. I stepped down. Amir hugged me as I reached him. You burned the building down and rebuilt it mid-sentence. It felt clean. You didn't look at her once. I didn't need to. He smiled. That's how you know it's real. Karen approached as the crowd thinned. That was, she started, then stopped. Necessary, I said. I wasn't sure if I should come backstage. You're not backstage. This is public. I meant, she looked down. It meant something, being here. To you. Yes. I didn't answer. She tried again. You spoke about hollowness. I did. Was that about, don't guess, I said gently. It's not yours. She swallowed. You didn't even glance at me. I know where you were. A beat passed. Are we done? She asked quietly. No, I said. We're redefined. Her lip trembled. And what am I now? A witness. She nodded, eyes glistening. You were extraordinary. I was ready. She took a step back. Thank you for the seat. You earned it, I said. Just not the spotlight. She turned, walked away. I stood still as people passed by with handshakes and flutes of champagne. I didn't move. My smile stayed, and none of it was for her. I wrote the letter in one sitting. No edits. No drafts. Dear Dad, do you remember the auditorium? It had blue seats, padded like theater chairs, and a stage with folding stairs that creaked when we walked. My name was third from the top. They called it clearly. No mispronunciations. I wore the shoes Mom helped me pick, the ones I told you about. I looked for you, once. Then I stopped. I didn't cry that day. I wanted to. I didn't. Instead, I watched Ryan score his second touchdown on a cracked phone screen beside the vending machines. You texted, so proud of him. That was the first day I realized I wasn't invisible. I was optional. You asked me once if I resented him. I don't. He played his part. You wrote the script. I placed my summa cum laude diploma on the table, next to your plate. You said, well done, and asked about Ryan's highlight reel in the same breath. That was the second day I stopped expecting anything back. You called the award a stunt. You said I was punishing you. That it was petty, withholding. But what I withheld wasn't spite. It was permission. I didn't need you to clap. I needed you to care. You didn't forget me. You chose him. Repeatedly, and now I'm choosing, too. I folded the letter and sealed it in a plain envelope. No address. I carried it to the fireplace, lit the corner with a match, and watched it curl into ash. Some things don't need to be read. Some debts don't need to be paid, they just don't belong on my ledger anymore. My phone rang. Ryan, hey, I said, you got a second? I leaned against the counter. Yeah. He cleared his throat. Dad's upset. I figured. He saw the photos. The award. People are asking why he wasn't there. Let them. You really didn't tell him? No, why? I waited. Because you never asked how I felt that day. He didn't speak. You scored 3 touchdowns, I continued. They missed my graduation. Remember? I do now. I nodded to myself. That was the point. I thought you didn't care. You never asked. You always seemed okay. I was practiced. He exhaled. He's just confused. I'm not. He said you blindsided him. I sent an invitation to Mom. He made his seat years ago. He thinks you hate him. I don't. Ryan paused. Could have fooled him. I stopped needing him to see me. That's different. I didn't know it hit you like that. You didn't look. He was quiet again. I didn't mean to pick sides. You didn't have to. They picked for you. Ryan swallowed. He does talk about you, you know. Good. Let him keep talking. I told him he should have gone to your graduation. And? He didn't say anything. Just left the room. I let that sit. I guess I wasn't paying attention back then, he said. You were 17, I replied. It wasn't your job. But it is now. No, I said. But now you know. Yeah, he murmured. Now I do. And for the first time, I believed him. The apartment was on the 3rd floor, old building, no elevator, but the windows stretched wide enough to catch the entire sunset. I signed the lease in under 10 minutes. No hesitation. No cosigner. No questions. The first box I unpacked held books. Not framed degrees. Not family photos. Just pages that had never disappointed me. I set the kettle on. The walls were still bare, but they didn't feel empty. Amir called later that evening. You're in. He asked, officially. How's the view? I can see the Capitol dome from the corner. He laughed. Fitting. There's no furniture yet. Minimalist. Sophisticated. I sat on the windowsill, legs folded. I haven't told anyone the address. You don't owe anyone that. I know. He was quiet for a beat. You sound calm. I am. No noise left? Just space, I said. And light. You earned that. I smiled. I claimed it. After we hung up, I opened the second box, ceramic planters, empty journals, a tea strainer shaped like a fox. No souvenirs from high school. No reminders. The next morning, I bought 3 plants from a shop down the street. Snake plant, rosemary, peace lily. I named them without telling anyone. That night, I opened all the windows and let the city breathe into my new walls. No echoes, just air. Just me. The email arrived on a Tuesday. You've been selected to receive the International Systems Impact Prize. Ceremony to be held in Geneva. Travel arranged. RSVP required. No hesitation this time. I clicked accept. There were no drafts for invitations. No printed envelopes. No whispered considerations. I was going alone. Amir texted the next day. Another one? You're running out of shelves. I'm not bringing it home, I replied. Anyone joining you? No, on purpose? Exactly. He sent back a thumbs up emoji, followed by, proud of you. Still clapping. I smiled. The ceremony will be held in a historic hall. Seats lined in velvet, languages layered across headsets. My name will echo through a room full of translators and strangers and unfamiliar faces. No one will be waiting with a camera. No one will ask if I've spoken to my brother. No one will apologize late. There will be applause, and this time, it won't echo back to anyone but me. Not as a daughter. Not as a symbol. Not as a sibling or afterthought, just me, unaccompanied, complete.